I just got back from seeing One Piece Stampede, and it is definitely the best One Piece movie ever. What's up, YouTubers of the world? MegaGeekMixer here to give you guys my review on One Piece Stampede. Like I said, guys, I just got back from the theater from watching the film, and this was my first ever One Piece movie on the big screen. Every other One Piece film I saw, I always got it when it came on DVD. But this one I had here, it was the highest grossing animated film of all time, so and from all the stuff I saw in the trailers and stuff, I was like, this is a movie I have to see in theaters. And man, all I gotta say is I am glad I did, because this movie did not disappoint. First off, the animations on the big screen in this film alone was just unbelievable. It was pretty much similar to the animation that's going on right now in Wano Country. It was pretty much similar to that one. But either case, the action that was going on during the whole fight scenes and the camera animation as the cameras were following all the action was spot on. And also, I ended up getting this for going to see it. And first off, let me just say that when I first saw this movie, when I first was going and seeing this movie, I was like my friend wondering about each of these characters here. Luffy, Bo Hancock, Buggy, Law, Sabo, Smoker, Rob Luigi. Yeah, I was wondering why they were the focus of it. I had a feeling they had maybe they were going to play a major role in the plot, and it turns out they did. Yeah, at first, it was a theory, but when I saw the image of all them in that one scene besides Rob Luigi, I was like, my friend, that explains this right here. And boy, was I right on that end, because seriously, it was like what we saw with these characters was an example pretty much of what we might see with Wano Country arc and how it's going to play out. Because it's pretty clear that for Luffy versus Kaido one-on-one, Luffy has no chance. It's going to have to be a combined might, because that's exactly what it was with the main antagonist of this film. Douglas, who used to be a member of the pirate crew of Rogers, his power was equal to that of Rayleigh, and this was from Buggy himself, who, by the way, just like always, is such a comic relief in these films. He's just the very definition of maybe annoying, but he's the comic relief that just somehow continues to give you some info you need and be of helping hand every once in a while, even if it's small. And yes, this film also shows again why somehow Trafalgar Law and Luffy are going to be like the Roger and Whitebeard of their time, because somehow they end up always teaming up and helping each other out. But what I really liked about this film was the plot, and that there was a pirate festival, and there was going to be a competition where all the pirates had to go for a lost treasure of Rogers. And when we found out what that treasure was, that was unbelievable, because it turns out it was an eternal log post. It was an eternal log post that led straight to where Roger left the One Piece. And let me just say, every pirate at the beginning of it, when that festival started and the race began, and all those pirates just fighting all over the place, just blew me away. But of course, knowing the Marines knowing of it, of course they got involved too. And this is where it actually gave us a little preview of what we'll see in the anime, no doubt, when they finally go all out. And that's Zoro versus Fujitora. I loved that fight that I saw in the theaters of those two fighting each other, and I was disappointed that it had to end so much, but just seeing that alone shows that I think Zoro's getting close, if not already on the level of Admiral level, to be able to take on Fujitora the way he took him on. And let's just face it, yes, that is definitely Zoro's opponent, main rival in the Marines. Because let's face it, Fujitora, he's got a sword, and He's a swordsman and Zoro's a swordsman. Based on that, right there. But also, even though we didn't get to see it, I'm sure we all know who Sanji's main admiral rival will be in the Marines, and that's Kizaru, because they're both kick-based type. And something my friend mentioned about Sanji's rad suit being invisible and making him faster than ever. Oh, so the speed of light versus the fastest armor out there. I can see that happening. Also, oh yeah, also, Usopp had some real moments to shine in this film as well, especially when he had to help out Luffy in beating Douglas. And let me just say, Douglas's power was just freaking insane, especially when it got to the point where he used his awakening powers and made the whole island his one power. And it was and the thing itself was just like that character from My Hero Academia. I was just stunned by it. Pretty much the entire animation I was stunned by, almost like I wanted to faint from amazement or something. And I'm not lying, guys. But I think this just all comes from me seeing a One Piece film in the big screen for the first time like that. But even still, the animation, like I said, was out of this world, and all the characters played their parts pretty much well. From the Marines to the main antagonist to the main protagonist, it was great. And also, like I said, the team up of all these guys here and on the top here was definitely something. I mean, Bo Hancock being her usual self, all in awe of Luffy when he's being a badass or just doing anything for that matter. I always love it when she does that. It just makes me laugh so hard because that's how much I like her and how funny she is. I really like her. And also, I noticed that Buggy had dyed his hair. He dyed his hair blonde, and I'm like, huh? I was like, what he dyed his hair for? I don't know why, but whatever here, man. But also, another antagonist they had there, I can't remember his name because that's just how kind of forgettable he was. I mean, he did work with Douglas to kind of stage this event because he wanted to annihilate the pirates of that era, mostly because he blamed Roger because he was in charge of that island and that event, and he was a warmonger or something like that, and he used to be famously well known. But when the Great Pirate Era started, his reputation just went down the drain. It's almost like people had forgotten about him. He didn't like that, and he wanted to destroy Roger's era and make a new era so he could be re-noticed again. And that was pretty much it on that end. But all in all, this film was definitely great. I give it an 8 out of 10, mostly because really there wasn't really much to the plot, but that doesn't make it a bad film. No, this was actually the strength of the film, because this film was made as a 20th anniversary for One Piece, the 20th celebration of One Piece, and it did it with justice. It really did, because the fact that this was about a lost treasure of Gold Rogers that leads to One Piece, and the ending of it with what happened with that treasure shows that this is all about not the goal of the journey, but I mean not the goal, but the journey to the goal. So if you guys haven't seen the film yet, yeah, you'll know what I say when I say that right there. It's not the destination that matters, it's the journey towards the destination. You'll all get that when you see it. But definitely, guys, if you haven't seen it yet, you've got until October the 31st to go see it, because after October 31st, it's not going to be in the US anymore. So if you guys live nearby a theater that's going to have it, please go see it. It is recommended you see it in the big screen, because the animation completely off the chains here, and all the characters that are shown in there they all had a moment to shine, and I loved it. And I'm pretty sure I didn't say this, or I kind of mentioned it before, but the battle itself was like a little preview of what we're gonna get with Wano, because everything I saw, I was just like saying to myself, it's almost like I'm seeing a little small example of what we're going to see when Wano gets into the final battle. And there's no denying that has to be true right there. But I'm going to leave it at that now. And hey, if you guys are enjoying my videos, all you got to do is click that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to be notified of when I make more videos. And until then, MegaGeekMixer signing out. Bye!